Nice. That's one of them new Ben Franklins you count there, baby Bob.
You don't stop.
Gotta get that money.
You don't stop.
Oh, man, this is how we do it. East, west.
What up? So we're gonna talk about insecurity or lack of not knowing your place or your worth or your position, or if we're talking about like a personal relationship or intimate relationship, fearing where or where not things are going, and how to think about that a little bit differently, and then how to overcome that type of fear. So when we're feeling insecure about our position or our worth, or not feeling like things are not safe or not set in stone, outside of being mistreated, right? And outside of being in a inferior place within a hierarchy perspective, as in like a or natural hierarchy perspective, as far as like being a child, and you can't, there's only so much you can do as a child. But if we're talking about fully functioning adults in the real world, in most cases, this is what this video is about. So when you think about your sense or feeling or emotion of insecurity, what we're really tapping into is you don't feel valuable, or you feel expendable, or you don't feel like you are appreciated in a sense. So then you kind of start to look for these guarantees and reassurance, and you want someone to tell you what's going to happen or where this is going, or you want people to feel like you have something of value, so they should appreciate that about you. But the truth is that if you're feeling insecure about your position or the consistency or the security factor of it, truth be told, most times it's because you're not adding a lot of value to the situation. And I say that because when your only perspective, or when your primary perspective is what you're going to get out of a situation, then you fail to realize that you're not giving as much as you're requesting. So, there's the phrase, it's better to give than receive, right? When it comes to like gifts and shit like that for like the holidays. It's the same thing when it comes to the energy and the value that you add into situations and people's lives and the environments that you're around and that you're in. So when you're feeling insecure, try to challenge yourself, right? To look at how much value are you truly adding to the situation, and if that value from that you're adding is lower than the value that you're receiving or that you want to receive, then the question turns back around on you, or I guess the aha moment becomes your problem or your issue of, I feel this way because of something I'm not doing. I feel insecure about the situation because of something I'm not bringing to the table, not because somebody's failing to provide me certainty or somebody's failing to provide me guarantees, So I'll use sports for an example. So if you got LeBron James, right? LeBron James is never going to fear being cut from any team, and why is that? Because he provides an immense amount of value, right? He's the best player on the court most of the time, arguably, right? He's arguably the greatest player of all time, especially, for a lot of people will consider him in some ways even better than Jordan. He's marketable. He is consistent as far as his production on the court. He doesn't get into any off the court matters. It's things like that that go into what makes me valuable to the situation, to the person, to the environment. And that's another thing you have to look at too, because sometimes we want what we value to be valued by the other party or to the opposite party. You know, we want things like, oh, but I'm loyal, or we want things like, oh, but I feel this way to be valuable, when it's like, yeah, like that's cool, but like, what are you actually doing that benefits me, that I want? Or what are you actually doing for the group that benefits the group, outside of you just showing up and then we got to take care of your ass? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, if you're in a relationship, you know, sometimes I'll see it to where you may be in a good relationship with them, but they're in a subpar relationship with you. And it's a tough conversation, or it's a tough thing to come to when you realize that, hey, like you pushing the envelope, and you know, you're not really, you know, like the salary you asking for does not match the amount of points you putting up, you know, pretty much, if we're gonna try to keep it on sports. But you know, so we got LeBron James, and you got somebody else who we've never heard of, who's riding the bench, and they may feel insecure about getting cut in the off season every season because they know their production and performance is low, you know? So for them to step into the GM's office or step into their agent's office and be like, hey, like, I need some more money, I need some guarantees, like, I don't know that I'm safe on this team. Like, well, yeah, motherfucker, you don't score no points, you know? Or you're a great rebounder, but we can't count on you to play good defense. Or you're a good big man, but you don't make your fucking free throws. So they just make sure they try to get you in a position to foul your ass out, and then now you're worthless to us on the bench. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if you do have a great quality that you're bringing to the table, bringing to a person, bringing to a situation, you have to realize maybe some of the other things that take place within that situation still keep you, I guess, at a lower level or lower place than you desire to be. And many times, I won't say most because everybody's situation is different, but many times that sense of insecurity comes from a lack of performance or a lack of added value to the situation. So instead of you increasing your value output, you look for reassurance, or you look for guarantees, or you look for contracts, or you start pressing your significant other about marriage and all of this stuff, when it's like, okay, all of that is cool, but you're operating from a frame of receiving and not giving anything back to the situation. Because if you were doing so, they would be beating down your door to do all of those things that you're requesting, right? So kind of take a look at that the next time that you're feeling insecure. And some people may say like, oh, well, what if I'm being mistreated? What if I'm being used? What if I'm being abused? What if I'm being taken for granted? Then ask yourself, how high value are you? How high of value are you? How high of value are you? I think I am saying that right. To stay in that situation and be mistreated. If you are LeBron James, right? Why stay with the fucking Sacramento Kings? Why not just ask for a fucking trade? Or why not just ask to be released? If you're that great, why are you staying in a shitty situation? If you are in danger, why not ask for help? Because if you are of that character and that caliber of person, then there's going to be someone out there or a situation out there that will be more than happy to have you. So why are you stuck in a situation that is beneath your value output or your performance output? So you have to ask yourself that too. And maybe that's another emotional conversation that you need to have with yourself on a private level to understand where some of those things may be rooted in or coming from for you. But if you're being mistreated or taken advantage of or abused or something like that, and like I said in the beginning, if you're a fully functioning adult, then you control what you can do and how you can move and what actions you can take in that situation. So I say take that. The next time you're feeling bad about something, the next time you want to press your spouse about what's going on or where is this going or what the next level is, stop, pause for a minute, take a look at yourself, take a look at what you're doing, take a look at the value that you're adding to the situation that's of value, okay? That is of value to that person or to that party. And then you may realize that you feel the way that you feel, your intentions may be good, and you may be doing quite a bit or a significant amount, and you may be providing to the situation, but maybe you're not providing the amount or you're not providing the caliber of experience or performance to a situation that deems you feeling like you've earned a certain thing from someone or from a situation. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. It's time for me to eat though. Let me get in the house. Peace.